Tesla, the world's EV, back with another video here, guys. So I did it. If you checked out my last video, I just bought the Tesla Model Y Juniper all-wheel drive. Let's get into it.
It's delivery day.
Seas now, lost in the water, got me looking for the keys now. I don't know.
It's delivery day, guys. The sun'll come out tomorrow. Shut up. All right, guys, I am on my way to go get the Model Y Juniper, and I'm ecstatic. I just can't wait. The sun'll come out tomorrow. Put your bottom dollars. Okay. Alright, fellas. There he is, mate. There he bloody is. That's right, didn't have that before.
So there you have it. Let's jump right into this because it's a very, very long story. Okay. We'll start with the good because there is bad. Now, I did end up upgrading. So in my last video, which I don't know if you watched or not, but I did a video where I wasn't sure if I was going to stick with the rear wheel drive, older Tesla Model Y, which wasn't necessarily too old. It was the 2024. And or if I was going to upgrade and get the Model Y Juniper, mainly because of the all-wheel drive, which is another long story because initially when I got the 2024 rear wheel drive, I was very impatient and didn't want to wait for the all-wheel drive. So ultimately I did upgrade, and yes, I'm loving it. Yes, I'm loving it, but there is some issues. Now, this is what I was very, very scared of. Okay, I was very scared of. It kept me up for a week straight. I was nervous about this particular thing happening, and we'll get into that later on. But first, I wanted to say that, man, oh man, it is smoother. It is way more powerful. The suspension is better. The acceleration is, of course, obviously you're going from rear wheel to all wheel drive, which is probably about 120 horsepower, give or take difference. So of course there's that. It's a lot more quieter for the most part. And there is, of course, the speakers. It is definitely a better quality and sound system. So I am loving it. Don't get me wrong. Now, is there a enormous significant difference if I had an all-wheel drive? Not necessarily. Yes, the suspension, maybe it's a little more powerful. Obviously it'd be more quieter. Yes, but it's not an enormous difference if you have the all-wheel drive. If I had the all-wheel drive, I probably wouldn't have upgraded. That was the main reason why I did initially. But yeah, I was excited, man, to pick it up. The delivery experience was a little better. Last time when I got my rear-wheel drive, it was packed because they did the deal, the 0.99. So there was people everywhere. So yeah, it was very busy. I barely even spoke to anybody. It was, as far as speaking to anybody, it was kind of the same thing. I mean, it was pretty quick. It was quicker, but when you go to pick up a Tesla, you aren't typically going to talk to nobody for too long, right? You maybe right when you get the car, the person that you're doing the rest of your paperwork with, whatever the case is. But most of the time you're not really going to be speaking to nobody, which I don't mind. I don't really care, but I will say the particular location, in Las Vegas, the East Sahara, it seems like it has no personality whatsoever. People are just in there, just like, but it is what it is, man. Thankfully, we all love Teslas, right? And Tesla and Elon Musk, or whatever the case is, whatever. You love something about Tesla. That's probably why you got one. So, but other than that, uh, it's definitely quite a different the light bar in the back. I mean it's very sleek. Now at first when it first came out and it first dropped, I didn't like it and it grew on me. And now that I have it, I'm like, wow, it's actually very nice. The front, I love it. It's ridiculous. The light bar is actually very illuminated, like at night. It is very bright. I mean, I felt like it almost blinded me for a second when I was actually just kind of wiping off the bumper. So it is definitely a good difference, or excuse me, definitely a big difference compared to the rear wheel drive, considering the speakers and stuff like that. So I am loving it. Now, I couldn't wait, man. I was ecstatic. I was just contemplating for so long. And like I said before, now we're about to get into this, guys. There was one thing that I was dreading, that I was hoping would not happen to me. And it happened. And it sucks because I was truly hoping that this would not happen. The day after I got the car, okay? The day after I upgraded, right? Let me remind you, the rear wheel drive, no issues, nothing. It was immaculate. It was perfect when I got it. This one, bear with me, guys. Okay, so I don't want to drag this out too much. I'm sorry. Look, just bear with me because it's infuriating. So one, on delivery, it had a very small scratch, okay? It had a very small scratch. It wasn't bad, but it had a small scratch. They buffed it out. It's under the paint. You can't see it no more. It is technically gone. Well, not technically because it is still there, but you can't see it. So that wasn't a big deal. But the next day, guys, I noticed on the freeway, yeah, there is a whistle noise, guys, when I get to about 80 miles per hour. Actually, 60 to 80, depending on if it's windy or not. There is a whistle noise that I thought was the front trim side mirrors. So I took it in the day after I got it. They replaced those, but that didn't fix the issue. So I still have the whistle. I have another service center. Excuse me. I have another visit this coming Thursday. So let's cross our fingers, guys, and hope that they can fix this. Because if not, this is going to be a different video. The next video will be a different video. But yeah, drop down in the comments, guys, if you guys are dealing with something similar. Now, I think it's coming from the roof glass because I've kind of isolated. I've sat in different, I've sat in the back, then I sat in the front, and I sat in the driver's side. I think it's coming from the roof glass, but it's somewhere on the passenger side. It could be either the back door, the back window, or the roof glass. But I'm just hoping it gets fixed because it is annoying. So y'all let me know if y'all have a similar or have had a similar issue in any of your Teslas with a whistling noise, mainly while you're on the freeway or in high winds. So yeah, so I've been dealing with that. I've been just kind of confused on what kind of video to do because I was excited and to get the car, and as soon as that happened, I wasn't excited. And also, guys, there was something else that happened too. So, thankfully, my mother-in-law happened to be also buying another car, which was a Volkswagen. So thankfully, she was right down the street with my wife, right? Well, I went after picking up the car from thinking it was fixed from thinking the whistle noise was fixed. Thankfully, they were waiting at Volkswagen, still picking up her car. Because when I went back and parked at Volkswagen to wait with them, so we all would go home at the same time, right? I noticed that my car started leaking coolant. Wow. It started leaking coolant as soon as I parked. So luckily, I was right down the street because if I wasn't, I probably would have panicked and lost. I would have lost it, right? So I ended up going back to the service center pronto. I even ran a red light, right? I ended up going back to the service center and they ended up letting me know, which it was a quick fix. It wasn't nothing major. I guess a gasket wasn't on there fully. So coming from factory, right? Come on, Elon Musk. Come on, Tesla. What's going on? Coming from factory, I guess there's a gasket or a bracket, whatever you want to call it, that was connecting the pipes or tubes or whatever you want to call it. I mean, yeah. And I guess it was loose. So I don't know if they replaced it or they tightened it, whatever the case is. They handled it. It was quick. It took like an hour and I was on my way again. But after that, on the freeway, you know, kind of feeling a little bummed considering this car was only a day old. Here comes the whistle noise again, guys. And that's when I realized I had to immediately make another service center appointment. Now, I will say the service center, which is a different Tesla, a different Tesla center than where I picked the car up. I can't even talk. I'm sorry. It's West Sahara, not East Sahara. I actually like that they have awesome. They're all awesome there. They're very helpful. They're very knowledgeable. They're really cool. So I will obviously be going back Thursday, and hopefully we can get this squared away. But I have actually been a little bummed out, man, considering I was dreading this, not having to deal with this going back and forth from a service center because I have heard of this issue and it being kind of common with the Junipers, right? That's why everyone tells you don't get the first batch of cars. Well, I should have listened because that's exactly what I was kind of thinking. But the 1.99 deal and the deal I was getting on selling my car. So yeah. But that's where I'm kind of at. I will be doing another detailed video on actually like everything on the Juniper once I take it out because I have no car tint. I'm in Las Vegas and I can't get it necessarily tinted yet. Well, at least I don't want to because I don't know if they're going to have to replace glass or replace whatever the case is. So I don't want to get it tinted yet. So I'm not driving around because it's like practically 100 degrees out here right now. So I'm kind of stuck in limbo at the same time. I can't schedule a tinting appointment yet because I have to wait for them to fix a whistle noise. So that's what I've been dealing with. I will be doing another detailed video on the Model Y. Maybe I'll be more ecstatic then. I don't know. But I also be doing a video breakdown on exactly how this next service center visit goes because fingers crossed, hopefully we get this squared away. Otherwise, this next video may just be a rant. Who knows? But Tesla The World TV, man. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. And I will see you very shortly. I'm outros.